ladies. It's time to level up with Reverend Dawn. My name is Dawn Martin, CEO and founder of the Risen Empowerment Resource Center Incorporated right here in Dayton, Ohio. And I'm coming to you today to give you a short guide on how to change your grief to purpose. Now you may be asking, why, Reverend Dawn, do I need to do this in the middle of the Level Up Summit? Great question. I don't know about you, but I'm still living in the middle of a pandemic. Everything I thought I knew about my life has been changed this last year. A sane person is now questioning their sanity because they're stuck in a place of grief. Again, leveling up and out of this cloud first starts with a few mental boss moves. Yes, I said it, mental boss moves. Say that again. Yes, I need a mental boss move, Reverend Dawn. Okay, so here we go. The first move, recognize you are grieving. What? Recognize you are grieving. Doesn't seem like something somebody has to tell you to do. However, there's a couple of things that are going on right now that stops you from recognizing that you're grieving. First off, sleeping habits have changed. Have your sleeping habits changed in this last year? In the middle of pandemic living? You're sleeping? I know mine has. Sometimes I find myself hard to go to sleep. Sometimes I'm so tired that I go right out like a light, which might be abnormal. What about B? Anxiety is very high. I don't know about you, but I know living in this pandemic, I've had situations, even being in the grocery store, where I have left a whole cart and just walked out. Not understanding that my anxiety is so high and I'm in the middle of a grieving process. Are you with me? Because I know I'm there. C, my focus is totally off. Things that I used to can focus on, especially with business and work, I get it going, no problem. In the middle of this pandemic, problem. All of a sudden, I'm having a hard time focus. All of a sudden, I'm having a hard time keeping my calendar together. All of a sudden, because I'm working at home, which is new, not that we didn't love it, but it's new. And in the middle of this pandemic, I'm starting to lose focus because everything is no longer compartmentalized, right? Home is in where work is, and work is where home is, and the kids and the family, and Whoo, it's time for a mental boss move, right? And the last part of this is our emotions are all over the place. Let's do that. Because I'm asking you, are your emotions all over the place? That's what my 4-year-old does, all over the place. And she's right. When I thought about it, I'm like, oh my God. I'm finding myself, I'm really hyped for a minute, and then I'm in my lowest of low. And don't let the sun not shine that day. Who knows where my emotions are going to be? I even have men calling me like, Reverend Dawn, what is happening to me? I've never been a soft man. And now I'm finding myself crying and in this funk and sad. And what is happening? It's time to level up with our mental boss move. And remember, the first move is recognizing I'm grieving. I'm sad. I'm hurt. I'm upset. My life that I knew it is no longer the same in the middle of this pandemic. And how, Reverend Dawn, do I move on? It has nothing to do with spirituality. It has nothing to do with meditation. Those are great things, Reverend Dawn, and I hear people talking about that all the time. But again, I need to hear you tell me that I give myself permission to recognize that I am grieving. I'm really, really hurt and saddened by this quick change of life and lifestyle. This was not something that just affected you or me. Every living thing, down to our pets on the planet, have been affected by this thing. But that's okay, because great places, great things are coming back. We just have to prepare ourselves for it. And that preparation is, remember the first move, recognizing that I'm grieving. I need to tell myself, yep, something ain't right. I'm going through a process, and I need to start embracing what that process is. So the resolve is to know that being in this place was not, and I repeat, being in this place was not by choice. However, you must first admit that you are here. I'm going to give y'all 5 minutes on that. Okay, maybe 5 seconds. I need you to understand that being in this place right here and in the now is not and was not, I repeat, is not, was not by choice. However, you must first admit that you are here. Reverend Dawn, I'm grieving. I'm hurt. I'm sad. Something has happened. I don't know how to gain myself back. Sometimes I have a hard time sleeping. Sometimes I even have a hard time breathing. Sometimes I have a hard time just being, because I no longer know what that is. We got you. First recognizing, remember first move, recognizing. The second move, and you might want to write this stuff down because I'm giving you some good nuggets here today. Internally, identify the grievance. Internally, identify the grievance. What do you mean, Reverend Dawn? Well, let's go back to it. A, loss of a loved one. I lost somebody I loved this year. Or if you're like me and have a heart for the people, just watching the people's names and faces being mentioned on the news day in, day out for the last year. I may not have known them personally, but it did something to my psyche. It did something to me. So I have to identify internally that this is what it is. I'm recognizing that I'm in a grief process. And the second thing is identify, why am I grieving? I'm grieving because I lost someone I love. Not necessarily to COVID. You know, people was leaving the earth last year or this whole year from cancer, heart attack, stress, whatever. I got to recognize first that I'm grieving. Second is that I have to identify internally what that grievance is. It could be also the loss of a job. Whoa, red light, red alert. I can actually grieve the loss of my job. Yep, even the one that you hated going to every Monday morning. You know why? Because that's been the fiber of who you are. If you have been working like me since about 15, 16 years old, and I'm in the right now in age, then, you know, we don't know nothing different. We don't know anything different than getting up in the morning and this routine that we set. If you have children or grandchildren in my situation, then you have a routine. You get up, you get dressed, you get showered, you get the baby together, you get the kids together, you might get the husband or the significant other together. And then, or if you're by yourself and you're single, you're still in a routine. I got to be out the door by 8:15 so I can be at work at my desk, clocking in by 9 o'clock because of traffic. And now all of a sudden I'm not doing that. Oh my God, I need a mental boss move. I need a mental boss move right here at the Level Up Summit. I need this. I need this information. Somebody, thank you for telling me that that's my problem. Now I'm internally identifying my grievance. Yes, the loss of my job. And thank you to the government and the people that thought it not robbery to help take care of some of us. But at the end of the day, I'm used to taking care of myself. And so I'm feeling some kind of way. And maybe that's why if I go back to my first move, that I'm not eating and I'm not sleeping and my emotions is all crazy because I lost a job. Okay. Here's another one. See. Loss of self. 5 seconds on that. I want you to internalize that. Reverend Dawn, I lost myself. How is that possible? I look at me every day in the mirror. But guess what? In this here pandemic, I don't look like the person I looked like in February last year when I was getting up doing my thing. In March, mid-March, the world as we know it stopped. I mean, it's like the Lord pushed the pause button and he put us all in a frozen state, right? And in this state of being, we don't recognize ourselves. We don't know who we are. We don't know what that looks like. Oh my goodness. I need a mental boss move, Reverend Dawn, to help me identify that I lost myself. I lost who I am. Maybe I had some grip on that. And now working from home, I don't have that anymore because I'm so in all the rat race of getting the house moving, even though we're not going anywhere. We're not even opening the door. We're not opening the windows. But I still got to get my house up and moving. I still got to be mom or grandma or auntie, or I got to be wife or sister or cousin. You know, I got to be minister. Oh, my preachers out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. You don't have time to be you because I got to be everything everybody else needs from me. So I have nothing left for myself. Reverend Dawn, I need a mental boss move. I need to level up and understand that I am in the middle of a grieving process. So what's the resolve? Well, before I get there, I do want to mention one more. Loss of purpose. Maybe before pre-pandemic, you knew exactly what you needed to do. Maybe you just graduated from high school or college, and maybe you had it on the move. You were making boss moves in your business, things were flourishing, and you had a reason to get up every day. Purpose. And now all of a sudden, the world paused. And now I don't know what that is anymore. I don't know what my purpose is. It seemed like it just went out the door with the pause button. Mental boss move. But we're going to level up on that. And the thing about leveling up when it comes to our grief is understanding what? First move, recognizing that I'm grieving. Second move, internalizing what it actually is that I'm grieving about. So the resolve on all that, understanding the grievance allows your mind, your body, and your spirit to catch up with where you are. What? Grievance allows your mind, your body, your spirit to catch up to where you are. I need you to write this down. Denial is determined to stop your flow. Woo, Jesus, I think he just showed up. Denial is determined to stop your flow. Again, denial, which is refusing to identify, is determined, which means it's going to hold you hostage to stop your flow. Follow your purpose. Rewind that, Reverend Dawn, and do that for me one more time. I need to write this down. Denial, which is refusing to identify, is determined, which is hold you hostage to stop your flow, to follow your purpose. So see, I'm getting something here. Oh my God, this makes so much sense. I need to identify and recognize that I'm grieving. And then I need to internally identify what the grievance is. And then I need to understand that it's just meaning my mind, my body, my spirit is trying to catch up and level up to where I am. And then with recognizing that means I have to understand that denial is determined to stop my flow. Again, my denial, which is refusing to identify what's going on, is determined to hold me hostage, to hold me back, to stop my flow. My purpose? Oh, I need a mental boss move, Reverend Dawn. The third move, the healing path. Why is this so big? Did you see that? Reverend Dawn, the third move. The healing path. A, it gives direction to the hurt. What? The healing path. It gives you direction to the hurt. It takes you and makes you focus and look right down on exactly what that thing is that I identified in the second move. It close minds me to that one thing that I identified in the second move, right? So it gives direction, directs me to the hurt. B, it allows the pivot. What? I'm in a swivel chair, and it allows me to pivot. It allows me to turn. That healing path gives me some direction. It gives me some guidance, right? I got direction to the hurt. So now I can choose to pivot from that and do something new and something different. A mental boss move at the Level Up Summit. That's what we're getting here. Some great nuggets. Last but not least, it redirects the outcome. I get so excited. It redirects the outcome. Okay, so it gives direction to the hurt. It allows me to pivot from it, and then it redirects my outcome. So instead of me taking to my bed, taking to a bottle of wine that's too much every day, taking to smoking, drinking, cussing, fighting, taking to crying, taking to just locking myself down, I can redirect to a new outcome. I can do it a little bit different. So my resolve, this is the best place to be. It's where focus thrives. Write that down. It's where focus thrives, that healing path. The healing path is where my focus thrives. And here is your nugget. Your trauma transitions you to your teaching. I'll take 5 seconds. Your trauma transitions you to your teaching. What? Why do I got to talk about it? Because your teaching unlocks your destiny. It takes you right back around to the purpose that you were created for. We're going to do that again. I know y'all missed it. Reverend Dawn, slow down because I do get excited. Your testimony unlocks your destiny. Amen. The healing path. So we gave you some great nuggets. You just received a few tips on having control over your grief and allowing God to introduce you to your purpose by making mental boss moves in the midst of your grief. It takes you from grief to purpose. Don't forget, number 1, recognize that you're grieving. Number 2, internalize it and identify exactly what the grievance is. Number 3, get yourself on the healing path. If you want to know a little bit more about that, now you're going to have to contact me and I can take you through what that looks like. Okay? So this is your girl. I am Reverend Dawn Martin from the Risen Empowerment Resource Center Incorporated, Dayton, Ohio. I thank the Level Up Summit for bringing us, because this too is a part of who we are and something that we often stepped over. We can find purpose once we're going through grief. Remember, it's only something clinical when we get stuck in the process. It's only something clinical when we get stuck in the process. I know all about that. I'm a mental health care specialist. And so I know how to diagnose you. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about identifying what's going on with me so you don't have to diagnose me with something later. Mental boss moves. In my mind, mental boss moves. I need to allow my mind, my body, my spirit to catch up. And when it does, I will woosah, I'll level up, and I will start my journey on the healing path. And that is what living is all about. Let's just be clear. One thing, if nothing else, that this year and this pandemic has taught us all is that life happens in the best and in the worst of ways. It happens. And so now that I have been forced to learn something new, a new pivot, because that was a pivot. It took us off path, right? And now that I've learned that, I can recognize it when it comes back again. It may not come in the form of pandemic. It may come in the form of a loss of a loved one, or my baby, or maybe something, lost friends, losing myself again, because it happens. Every 10 years, every decade, everything about you changes. Every 10 years, everything about you changes. So if you're getting ready to turn 40 this year, don't freak out while you're feeling some kind of way. Get with us here at the RERC. I'm all over Facebook, Dawn Martin. I'm all over Instagram, Just Dazzling. I'm all over, I think, everywhere anymore. You can find me, especially at the Risen Empowerment Resource Center Incorporated. The RERC Incorporated.org is the website. Come check me out. I can get you to the place where you're woosawing on your healing path. Thanks again. We have leveled up. You got some new nuggets on how to handle that grief thing. And remember, your boss mental move. Okay, let's do that again. Your mental boss move. I like that better. Don't forget your mental boss move. This is your girl, Reverend Dawn. Have a great day and God bless. Hey everybody, it's me, the Queen Bee, Angie Bee, your workshop facilitator for
Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. You may be wondering, what is that and what does it stand for? Well, that's what I'm here to tell you. It stands for YEP. YEAP is YEP because, yep, I'm an author and we want you to be an author too. So tonight's workshop is going to be real quick because we all got things to do, people to see, places to go. But I wanted to briefly tell you about the program so that you can decide if you'd like to be a part of it. Okay? Yep, I'm an author. Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. We've even got a hashtag. Yep, I'm an author. No apostrophe in the I'm, but we'll get to that later. The YEP program was designed it was originally designed to help a young person get excited about reading. Okay. And she got so excited about reading that she wanted to write her own story. Then she wanted to share her story with somebody. So we were able to package it so that she could share her story or sell her story. And then she became an entrepreneur. Let me show you her picture. This is Sandra Bee. She is the very first graduate of the YEP program. She began narrating audiobooks when she was about 5 or 6, commercials and audiobooks and things like that. And she became an author in the Confinement Chronicles youth volume, Out of the Mouth of Our Babes. Confinement Chronicles was all about people sharing their stories about their life in the pandemic. And Sandra Bee shared her story. Sandra's story is in Confinement Chronicles. You'll see the description up there. It's an actual book. You can scan that QR code to purchase the book or go to the website, confinementchronicles.com. You'll also see the youth version of Confinement Chronicles. So Sandra Bee truly helped us to put this program together. And it was so successful that we were able to repeat it. We repeated the program in the book Emerging from the Curve. These are stories from elementary school students at West Village Academy in Michigan. They wrote stories about the pandemic, and they now are authors and entrepreneurs. So, yep, they're authors. They truly are. And we want you to be too. The newest aspect of the YEP program will kick off in December in Michigan. It is our book tour. The book tour is coming to Southfield, Michigan on Saturday, December 3rd. There, folks can meet authors. They get a free gift just for attending. They'll be there for networking, and they can do some shopping with some vendors. Sandra Bee is making a special appearance as an author. The authors from Emerging from the Curve have been invited, and it's a really, really exciting time. So what we said we would do is, okay, that makes sense. We got, the authors getting together for book signings, and that's good for adults, but what about for teens and young adults? So we've added an element to YEP. Okay, so this is our little YEP visual, if you can just kind of follow along with me. Our goal with YEP is to initiate literacy in students. That means we want them to get excited about reading and writing. And we want to lead them to entrepreneurship as authors. Yes, being an author means that you are a business owner, and it is at least one avenue of income for you, at least one. Students will have their writings narrated into an audiobook. And we will teach you how to market and sell your anthologies, which an anthology is when 3 or 4 or 5, 2 or more are gathered together to write on the same topic. Yes, that's an anthology. And then we will teach you how to sell your audiobook anthology and get you on the road to entrepreneurship. Our mission is to identify and invite organizations to participate in this program. The students will participate in a virtual writing workshop, just like the one we're doing right now. They'll be encouraged to write their stories and provide reviews of the stories that are read. So this means you're going to be reading each other's stories, okay, and write a review on them. Then we'll have our voice actors narrate the stories, produce the audiobook, and then the final anthologies will be published. Then you will all be official authors, and then we start you on the road to entrepreneurship. Okay? Registration per student is $50. For that, you'll get the government ISBN, which registers you as an author. It gives you a promotional flyer that you can share with all your followers on social media. It'll also give you a video and an invitation to attend those book signings and tour events like the one that we're doing in Southfield, Michigan. Okay. We are requesting funding to be able to give you scholarships to cover that 50. So just because it's 50 doesn't mean if you don't have it, you can't participate. We're trying to get folks to say, well, here's 50. We want to sponsor one student to be a part of the YEP program, Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. Okay. You will have some additional tour and book signing events that we will soon announce. And you'll also have some media interviews coming up. So real quick, let me show you a commercial that was done to give you an idea of what's happening in December.
Yep, I'm an author, Sandra Bee. Come meet me December 3rd in Southfield, Michigan. Yep, I'm an author. Admission is free. Details below. Yep.
Yep, she's an author, and we want you to be an author too. I wish I could introduce you to my very first intern. She's backstage, and I don't know if I can get her up here. No, anyway, she's backstage, but she is my daughter, Angeline. She just had a birthday yesterday. I'm so excited for her. And she was the first one that I trained to you gonna read this, you gonna write something, you gonna do something in business, you gonna, we parents, some of us grab our kids and help them, encourage them, and make them do things. And so I'm honored that you're able to see this video. I pray that you will work closely with your program facilitator. And I really look forward to meeting each and every one of you after you've decided to be a part of this program. Okay. So real quick, before I let you go, YEP does have a page on Facebook. Just search for YEAP. Yep, I'm an author. And then I've got some more commercials that I'd like to show you, just to give you an idea of what your finished product is going to look like and sound like. These are promotional videos that we created for Confinement Chronicles and for the youth volume of Confinement Chronicles. Okay. Confinement Chronicles.
This next contribution was written by my baby sister, Sonia Bennett. It is entitled, "And the Band Played On." For as long as I can remember, music has been a part of my life. 45s spinning on the record player while we cleaned up on Saturday mornings, learning to play the violin in 3rd grade, singing in the cherubic young adult Mumford High School choirs, and the list goes on. My father is a singer. My sister is a former pianist. My mother loved dancing, and one sister is a cellist. Music has always surrounded me. I think of the Titanic, and as the ship's occupants were evacuating, according to the movie, the band played on. In the midst of this pandemic, I think of that tenacity and dedication as seemingly everything around us is deteriorating. Contact the author for your copy. Soundtrack produced by DJ Shaheem. Audiobook produced by Angie BEE Presents.
Now, I wanted to play that for you because some of you may be thinking, this program ain't for me, but my auntie might be good at it. My mama loves to write. My aunt, somebody that's an adult may want to be a part of our audiobook anthology series. And that's great. We will accept their participation. And wouldn't it be nice if you guys worked together? Because again, this program was designed to get you excited about reading and writing, to help you become an author, and to help you, make a little money as an entrepreneur. Okay. So this is the promotional video that we did for the youth volume of Confinement Chronicles.
Confinement Chronicles. Out of the mouths of our babes.
Look at me. Sometimes people always go out and mommy sees them in the store. They don't have masks, they don't have gloves, they don't have a hazmat suit. They don't have anything to protect them from the virus.
So what do you do about that?
I want to tell them, put on a mask, put on some gloves, put on a hazmat suit. Just don't get the virus. Because if you come back here and I get the virus, I'm beating you up when I survive.
Contact the author for your copy. Soundtrack produced by DJ Shaheem. Audiobook produced by Angie BEE Presents.
Sandra B says she beating you up when she survived the virus. Yeah, she was 8 then. So I don't think she realized she could go to prison for beating somebody up, but that's a different story. So please, ma'am, and please, sir, and please, them, contact your workshop facilitator, your group leader, contact whoever sent you this link and tell them, yep, I want to be an author. And then we're going to get you scheduled for a really interactive writing workshop. We'll have music playing in the background. We'll come up with themes and ideas and some different things that you may want to do, some things that you may want to write about. I know some of you are into STEM and some of you are into community service. We can write about all those things and we can do it collectively as a group, okay? So we have some other folks in the program that will come in and help. We've got Laretha Simon, who's going to come in and teach you how to do some marketing and promotions on social media. TikTok videos are great, but we want them to pique a person's interest so they'll buy something from you, okay? And we know you all have followers. So, and if you don't, we'll figure out how to get them for you and with you. So we want you to be a part of the program. And the first assignment that I have for you is to write your bio. Write your bio. You'll see down at the bottom of the screen information about me. And that's the first part of writing. We want you to write about you. I'm Evangelist Angie BEE. I'm your workshop facilitator. I'm also an international Amazon #1 best-selling author. I am an entrepreneur. I'm an audiobook narrator and a retired award-winning radio show host. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I get on my children's nerves. I'm a daughter. My daddy loves me. And I'm a friend. I guess I could put in there that I'm a sister and that I'm a grandparent for a puppy and a doggy and some snakes and some fishes and some turtles. And the list could go on. But we want you to start writing about you. Hey, I'm Tommy. Hey, I'm Tanya. Hey, I'm in the 5th grade. I'm getting ready to graduate. I've done this. Start writing about you. See if you can get about 2 or 3 paragraphs out of it. 2 or 3. That would be fabulous. If you don't know what a paragraph is, think about 4 sentences. Each sentence talks about one thing. Okay? That's your first lesson for the YEP program. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here, let y'all get back to your regularly scheduled activities. Please, ma'am, please, sir, if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to contact me, but it may be a little bit easier for you to contact your workshop facilitator. All right, looking forward to seeing you. Stay in touch. Be blessed.
I guess you can say the workshop began with my mom. Well, maybe it began with her mom and continued as my grandmother prepared my mother to be a wife and a mother. My mother was assisted by grandmothers, extended grandmothers. Somebody had to teach her how to feed me. And then she was there when my firstborn came into this world. And now, she's grown. I also gave her a little sister to play with. And that little sister grew into a magnificent woman who even gave me away at my wedding. The Moms in Ministry events needed to be showcased. And so Angie BEE Presents on YouTube and Facebook was created. The Moms in Ministry needed to be funded. So Angie BEE Productions was founded to produce media and financially support the ministry, the Moms in Ministry. You see, there was the tour that Angie BEE Presents. It was a Christian rap tour that traveled the country presenting the gospel of Jesus Christ to youth and young adults through holy hip-hop music. As a result of the Christian rap tour, several young women started asking questions that only a mother could answer. They wanted the mothers to give it to them straight with no chaser. And because of that request, the Moms in Ministry was born. On January 19th, 2013, I was joined by 2 additional mothers. We were hosted by my pastor and congregation, and the Moms in Ministry was born as a result of the tour that Angie BEE Presents. From that day on, the Moms in Ministry added additional mothers. I was invited to speak for other ministries. We included local information. We allowed teens and young adults to ask their questions. We always opened with prayer, and we always gave God praise throughout the event. Presenters not only shared their testimonies, but we were also able to engage the attendees because they shopped with vendors. I think the most important part of the Moms in Ministry workshop is that we not only came in sharing our wisdom and knowledge to mothers, but we also shared with the children that attended. There were gift baskets. People donated baby food and clothing, and sometimes we just spent time with the little ones. Mothers would come with their children, and sometimes they needed respite, and the wisdom of the bishops always blessed us. These are images from Moms in Ministry, August 10th, 2013. Now that date is significant. I'll come back to you and tell you more about that in just a minute. Each Moms in Ministry gave out clothing and baby food and gifts and Bibles. We brought in presenters and had breakout workshops where people could watch videos and learn about local information that they needed to know about. Now, back to that 2013 date that was so significant. Reverend Dawn Martin was there. She was one of our presenters. She can testify to the wedding that took place the day before that workshop. Working with Reverend Dawn allowed us to help her to launch her Divas by Design radio show. The Moms in Ministry workshop continued to travel. Along with the tour that Angie BEE Presents, a radio station was launched just for us. And there was always Barty. Because he knew my pain, he helped to launch the Can You Hear Me? I'm Hurting workshop for mental health awareness. He worked with me to package a marriage and relationship workshop with music, videos, and love. And then we were all summoned for duty. The Dads on Duty workshop launched. Together we recruited volunteers to help Judge Green get reelected into office. We helped with back to school campaigns. We traveled extensively throughout Florida. We worked with the Fresh Book Festival to introduce literacy. And we continued to broadcast through networks. During the pandemic, it became important to continue the Moms in Ministry. And so we used that opportunity to bring fireside chats featuring our Moms in Ministry book, titled Ma. There was a Mother's Day of Beauty last May, where mothers gathered together again. Over the years, the Moms in Ministry workshop has been recognized. We received an award from the Professional Women of Excellence Incorporated. And together with Barty, we received a literacy award. We continue to bring entertainment to families and corporations. And we even wrote a book together to celebrate alopecia awareness and baldness acceptance. Barty continued to help fund the Moms in Ministry by bringing concerts. I continue to narrate audiobooks. And the Lord enlarged our territory to become ambassadors for alopecia awareness. Now, let me show you a little bit about the first book that was written as a result of the Moms in Ministry workshop.
Ma, 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 Ma.
We parents need to understand that our children may know the pitfalls that we taught them, yet they will sometimes have to drag themselves out of their own pits in order to learn to reach up for God instead of reaching up for us, steering them in the direction of God Almighty. That is the best way to raise an adult child. Why hearing God's voice is essential to motherhood. Written by evangelist Angie BEE and published by Ladero Press.
Ma.
The Moms in Ministry has helped to launch our Youth Entrepreneur Author Program and the Volusia Business Women. In 2017, we officially became ambassadors for alopecia awareness, and we invited other alopecians to Daytona Beach, Florida, to launch the Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar. It began with one bald model in 2017, and last September we had nearly 20. Save the date and join us September 14th through the 17th in Daytona Beach, Florida. The Moms in Ministry Workshop. It all started because I wanted to make my mom proud. Please allow us to introduce you to one of the graduates of our YEP program.
Hi, I'm Sandra B. I live in Michigan. And yep, I'm an author.
YEP, Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. Our goal is to initiate literacy in students and lead them to entrepreneurship through authorship. Our mission is to identify and invite organizations to participate in this program. Students participate in virtual writing workshops where they are encouraged to write their stories and provide reviews of stories read. We ask you to support our youth. For a donation of only $50, your company or organization will be mentioned as a youth supporter in the next audiobook. Send an email to yepI'mAnAuthor@gmail.com to provide a scholarship for a young person to participate.
Yep, I'm an author.
Proceeds are accepted and disbursed by Angie BEE Productions. And now, these students are authors and entrepreneurs. Follow us online. Just search for Yep, I'm an Author on Facebook. Use the hashtag Yep, I'm an Author. Or call 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519 for more information. This program is sponsored in part by Angie BEE Productions.
Yep, I'm an author.
I've been chained down, 50
First, there was fashion, then luxury, London Fashion Week, lifestyle, celebrities, international fashion, and luxury lifestyle, creativity and advertising. For 9 years, this magazine publisher has connected and inspired readers from around the globe. Now, this daring entrepreneur introduces her newest project, featuring women in business, providing worldwide exposure and empowering them to succeed. It's time for you to experience Contessa's Court, Women in Business. To watch highlight and interview features from those introduced in the magazine, be sure to watch Contessa's Court, the talk show, airing Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. For advertising and more information, send an email to contessascourt@gmail.com. That's contessascourt@gmail.com. Conversations about fashion, business, family, lifestyle, beliefs, and more. Contessa's Court, Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Alan T. Black was raised and grew up in the United Methodist Church. I do feel that ultimately what is important is not the denomination that you are a part of. As is the case with each of us, I have experienced many twists and turns along the road of life. But each and every step along that road has led me to this point in life to humbly say that I am an author.
Save the date, September 14th through 17th, 2023, for the 7th Annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our travel partner this year is Stephanie Fowler. Call her for your arrangements at 470-331-1788. The 7th Annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our theme this year is completion, keeping our faith over the struggle. Log on to boldbeautifulandbald.com for more information. Bold, beautiful, and bald.
Run it up, kid. See, I won't, why won't I? Say I won't put God first, why won't I? Say I won't turn this thing up, why won't I? Won't I? Won't I? Say I won't, why won't I? Say I won't put God first, why won't I? Say I won't turn this thing up, why won't I? God told me go, I'm sliding. You just something crazy, Joe Biden. Give me what up, not an option. You don't want no problems. Already won by a landslide. Though you me bound like my hands tied. Been under my feet, got my cap tired. And I ain't stepping off like a landmine. It's up and it's stuck like it's Enoch. Cause they hung y'all from that treetop. They splintered his hand and his feet up. But the rock steady, this beat pop. killer. Won't I? See I won't, why won't I? Say I won't put God first, why won't I? Say I won't turn this thing up, why won't I? Won't I? Saying I won't, why won't I? Say I won't put God first, why won't I? Say I won't turn this thing up, why won't I?
Say I won't hit up the club with Glow Nation. Tell them all put on Stomp by Kirk Frank. Glow saving that we headed to the radio station. Got power with us since we creating they whole place. Kanye West ain't the only one rapping about Jesus. Go to rolling louder with these sarcasms and all the demons. In the middle of my set, and I'm really from the West. Throwing money in the air, but I really ain't impressed. I got jewels on my crown, now I'm shining big time. Living for the Lord, you don't know when the end time is. Devil sitting at a table with demons, they big plotting. What we gonna do with Miles? You know he a big problem. Hell's most wanted, got my poster on the wall. I done been in war, bullet holes in the wall. But I got heaven armies sliding through whenever I call. Why when I tell the world about what he did and what I saw?
Won't I? See I won't, why won't I? Say I won't put God first, why won't I? Say I won't turn this thing up, why won't I? Won't I? Saying I won't, why won't I? Say I won't put God first, why won't I? Say I won't turn this thing up, why won't I?
They won't make your church sneeze, cause God really can. Glow Nation, they been on top, we call them ceiling fans. I've been trying to get it, press go, we call it praise advance. Don't try to doubt what Jesus can, he's more than a man. Stunning on the I've been shooting shots like he told me. I've been leaning back like I'm Kobe. Darkness can't hold me, still seeking Christ, watching him mold me. Know that these trials, they gon' grow me. I'm still holy stepping, I got holes in my socks. Big weapon, no guessing, God glow, don't need rocks. From heaven, still revving, big sword, don't need gloss. Straight guessing, they question, praise Christ, don't make bops. Still on attack, I've been keeping division. We're all living, don't pivot division. Looking to get with the world, giving, don't play. Don't care what they gon' say. God's plan, this ain't my way. Where we gon' stay?
Won't I? Saying I won't, why won't I? Say I won't put God first, why won't I? Say I won't turn this thing up, why won't I? Won't I? Saying I won't, why won't I? Say I won't put God first, why won't I? Say I won't turn this thing up, why won't I? Why won't I?
Save the date, September 14th through 17th, 2023, for the 7th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our travel partner this year is Stephanie Fowler. Call her for your arrangements at 470-331-1788. The 7th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our theme this year is completion, keeping our faith over the struggle. Log on to boldbeautifulandbald.com for more information. Bold, beautiful, and bald.